6:30 and we're back up and rolling. We're now walking the mile back to the trail from the shelter area. And man, it was crowded. Every shelter had people in it, and most shelters also had tents around it. It was a busy place. But I didn't realize yesterday was National Hikers Day or Hiking Day or something like that. I didn't realize that. So tonight is Sunday, so hopefully at tonight's shelter there's not anybody there. I mean, there can be. It was fine. We met a couple hikers came through. They were finishing up. This was their last night. They were going northbound, and we met Nicole. She was cool. Hung out with her for a while by the fire. Yeah, she's finishing today. So just shout out to them. And we're gonna get moving down the trail today. It's 18.8 or something trail miles, plus this mile back to the trail, and then the distance on to the other shelter area. So we're looking at a 20-mile day. So that's why we got up early. Tomorrow is like only a 14-hour day, or mile day. So we won't be as rushed to either get up or to get to camp. So we'll get moving. This is really nice this morning. We're walking through this rock made. I saw it on the videos, but it's a really neat feature. It really makes it a nice change to the trail. Really cool. Today so far turned out to be absolutely beautiful. It's in the low 50s right now. Got down to the 40s at night. It's supposed to be in the mid to maybe high 70s today, I think. And blue skies and low humidity. It's just like perfect weather today. And we should have much of the same tomorrow as well. So far, the trail is not quite as difficult as I was expecting. Which is fine. We're just, making more ground faster. But no matter which way you start, you have an incline. So if you start at the southern terminus or northern terminus, you have to go up like 6 miles, but it's not real bad. But then you're essentially on top of a ridge the rest of the way, the whole way. And it's just these rolling hills that you kind of go up and down slightly with no significant elevation loss or gain. So yeah, so far, I mean, we're averaging around 3 miles an hour for the most part today. And I'm thinking it's probably going to be like that too for the rest of the trip. So should be nice getting to camp early. It looks like we got another little view here. It's not too open, but it's a nice one. I was thinking about this morning, that doing this trail almost doesn't even feel like backpacking. Because you have to stay at specific areas. There's shelters, there's bathrooms, men and women's. There's the campsites, which for tents, it's grass and they mow it. There's the shelters, there's picnic tables, there's fire rings, and there's wood provided for fire. So plus, the terrain of the trail isn't quite really difficult. It almost seems like we're car camping at a state park, but without the car. and just walking from spot to spot. But it's nice, I'm not complaining. It's just a little different than what I'm used to. I'm used to being out a little bit more remote, a lot less people, and with, zero amenities. Oh, and there's water at every site too. There's a pump for water. Overall it's nice. It's a beautiful trail. Just kind of not what I expected. I thought it would be a little bit harder, but still love it anyway. So right in the middle of the trail, randomly a couple chairs and a tic-tac-toe board. Pretty cool. We just came across this nice little spring or creek or whatever filled up. We were going to go to the Route 30 shelter, which is maybe 1.5 miles here. The last water we got from the shelter area was actually by the road because the water source was broke at the 271 shelter. It was filled with rust. So we emptied out our water bottles and then filled up with this stuff. So I think we're just gonna have lunch here instead of going all the way down to the shelter and, risk having rusty water again. And I think we're gonna go down. We were carrying 2 liters of water because the first 30 or 35 miles of this trail, if you're coming from 70 to 0, so southbound, there's no water sources except at like some of the shelters. So, but after this, there's creeks and streams and everything else. So, and worst case, we can get down to the shelters. But so we're just going to drop down to 1 liter. But for right now, we're just going to sit and have lunch. So we're doing something different for lunch today. We're basically going to have our lunch for dinner and eat our lunches now since these were messy. But I'm going to have the kickin' chicken hot wing wrap, and he's having the Cajun chicken wrap, I think it's called, from Packet Gourmet. So these are going to be good. Plus, these are some of the heaviest stuff we have with us. So I'll be good to get rid of it. We just passed the turnoff to the Route 30, I think it is, shelter area. We're not going to stop because we already had lunch and we both filled up on water at the stream, so no need to go back. If it's, half a mile off, there's no point in adding more miles on. Well, we don't really need to. So we're going to keep going. So we got some drama on the trail. So I noticed this morning that Dakota was quiet, and he normally talks constantly. So when he's quiet, it's either usually he's hungry, he's in a bad mood, or he's in pain. It's only 3 things. So here, I guess it turned out he was in a bad mood because he wants to bail on the trail. We're only 2nd day in. It's just lunchtime. It's only afternoon. Maybe going on 1 probably by now. And he said his heart's not in it, so he wants to bail. Problem is, it's a point-to-point trail. So there's no shortcuts to shorten the trail or hike it back unless you go out to the road, which you can get to any road pretty quick because every shelter area has a main parking area and there's a main road there. So, going back to the road and hitchhiking, and I'm certainly not calling my wife to drive 4 hours one way to come take us to our car. So I'm not sure what he's gonna do or what we're both gonna do. I have no idea. So I guess I'll let you guys know later. So far now, I guess we're at mile 40. Well, I'm at mile 44, 45, somewhere around there. And once we hit 47, 48, there started to be plenty of water sources. Like I said, I'm carrying 1 liter, and so far, it's been every couple miles there's been water, so hopefully it stays that way. So far today, there's a lot of these kind of rock formation kind of mazes that you walk through. It's really neat. It's very different on, from any other trail that I've been on in Pennsylvania, but I'm liking it. Past the sign that said something about the rocks aren't, like there's no bridges or platforms or anything like that. I'm assuming they're talking about these big rocks. You probably can't see it through these brush, but there's sheer walls, and there's actually people up there. I can hear them talking. So I think you can climb, like use climb equipment, all this stuff out here. I think you're allowed to do that. So I'm assuming that's what that is. I don't think it's meant for the trail. Made it to the shelter area. This is the turnpike shelter area. And this is, the turnoff is 38.2 mile marker. So that means today, on just specifically the trail, was 18.7 hiked. So if you add the mile getting from the last shelter area to the trail, and this getting down to this shelter area, it's about a 20 and a half mile day today. So I'm gonna find a spot, I don't know where, and I'm gonna set up. Here's the kiosk. Every area has one. This one has a specific separate trash bin. The other ones were in the bathroom, which was fine. Over there's the water. And here each shelter area has, of course, all the rules and everything. And there is a map of the area as well. So yeah, it's a pretty nice area. Here's the wood and the bathrooms. All right, I'm all set up. I got hammock and porch mode as usual. And Dakota's here. He's setting up his tent. We got a nice fire ring right here. So I don't know if anyone else is going to be here because it's Sunday night, so hopefully not. We're ready for the night for the fire. We got a nice fire going. We didn't think it would start really well, but oh, don't mind the toilet paper sitting over there. We needed some fire starter. That's what we're using. But we got a nice pile of wood. This thing is going to burn. It's early yet. What time is it, you think? 6:30 or something? 7:30. 7:30 already. 7:30. So we're gonna sit here for a couple hours. We probably won't burn all that. We got way too much wood, but it'll be here for the next people, and the fire will burn somewhat into the night, but I'm looking forward to it.
We chopped a bunch.
Yeah. All right, it's like 8:30. We got a nice fire. Gonna put some more wood on it, and then we're just gonna relax a little bit, and we're gonna go to bed. And with that, I guess I'll be talking to you tomorrow.